What's up guys, it's Brandon Childs. Today I'm going over an exercise I call the single leg RDL Step Up. Now, like the name implies, this exercise combines two different movements, which is the single leg RDL and the Step Up, and what it does is it teaches you how to properly engage your glutes and hamstrings to generate momentum going forward, and then transitioning that momentum into the opposite leg in order to produce force into the ground in order to do a step up. Now, for the average person, there's not much functional benefit outside of it being a more fun and difficult, dynamic way to train your lower body. But it's especially important for athletes, specifically sprinters, because in order to improve your acceleration, you have to teach your body how to more quickly transfer force from one leg into the other. And in order to improve your overall speed, you have to teach your body how to generate force production into the ground in order to improve your overall stride length. This exercise is going to do both of those things. So for the single leg RDL to step up, you're basically just going to combine those two exercises. So you're starting off in the single leg RDL, balance on the inside of your foot, hip rotated forward, knee slightly externally rotated, pointing towards the baby toe, and then you extend up through the hip. So then from there, once you transition that into the step up, you want to make sure that as you extend forward, you're really using this hip. And then by the time you get up to the top, this knee should be up in front. What you don't want to do is pull this knee forward first and then pull your hips forward, because then you're in this position where you're leaning forward, you're not using any sort of hip extension, and when you do go to step up, you're going to be leaning forward, more than likely shifting way too far forward, out of control, not in a good stable position. So really focus on, as you come forward, you're pulling this hip forward to extend up so that you're also not using your lower back. So then from there, when you transition going up, you go from here, extend the hip up, by the time the hip is forward. When you go to step up, you want your knee between your toe and your heel, and your knee slightly rotated out, and this hip pointing in. So that way, when you do step up, you're in a nice stable position going straight up. If you shift too far forward, you'll find yourself in this position, like I said before, where you're too far leaning forward. Now you have to push up like that and use your back. Bad technique, you don't want to do that. So forward and pull, goes like this, reaching back, extending through the hip, stepping up, pushing through this hip, keeping this hip in, this knee out, staying on the ball of that foot, nice and tall. You're also going to drive this knee up in the front to help further recruit that extension through the hip. Now that's the slower version of doing that. As I said before, if you're trying to build strength, you can do that version. But if you're a sprinter, trying to work on your fast twitch muscles and your overall acceleration and speed, you want to do it a lot faster, so it goes from here to there. And that's going to really work on your fast twitch muscles for acceleration. So basically switching from one leg to the other. When you go to step up, that's your acceleration. And then if you notice, I'm in a nice elongated position with full extension from here. That's going to work on your overall stride length. So here, forward, nice and tall, just like that. You're going to lose balance your first few times doing it. It's okay, take your time going slow at first. Practice on really stepping up through the ball of your foot as you come up. In due time, it'll become a lot easier. One little trick that you can use to kind of think about doing this exercise is when you do go from this leg to this leg, you can almost think of it as if you're doing a jump. So you almost want to jump from this leg, fully extended from your calf, or your toes through your calf to switch the side. So you're jumping up like that. So it's not just here, here, different motions. You want to think of it all one motion where you're jumping up, switching legs, and that's going to help you with a lot of your speed mechanics. But if you're doing it more for strength purposes, all you have to do is basically add some dumbbells, slow it down a little bit, hold them down by your side, and it basically turns into a strength exercise where you're just doing regular RDL and step up. You can also use this for speed, but as you should know, the more weight you add, the slower your body will become. So if you're doing it for speed, use less weight. If you want to do it more for strength, use a little more weights. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or requests, make sure you leave them in the comments so that I can continue to make content that'll bring out your ultra instinct.